Hey guys, it's Hachen, and I'm going to be playing in Verbis Vertus. It's made by Indominus Games, and it's a dungeon crawling, puzzle solving adventure game that uses magic through speech recognition. I've played a little bit of this game already, and I'm loving it. I had to make the Let's Play of it. And you may notice that this is in place of Granny and Blade Warband. That's because playing that was starting for the channel was starting to feel like a chore. I love I love Granny Tank. I love Mountain Blade Warband. But it was starting to feel like I had to do too much to keep the episodes running. So, in place of that, I will be playing this. So, let's jump right in. Okie dokie. I love the graphics on this. And even this looks beautiful. But this right here is nothing compared to the rest of the game. Oh, and I remember the first time I was playing, I honestly didn't know what those are. I thought they were like crashed alien ships or something. But I'm pretty sure those are just like roots or like dead plants, just kind of just jutting out of the rocks. And that's like the bulk of tutorial right there. I mean, movement and interaction wise. Also, this game is chock full of lore and other hidden messages and things to read. I'm going to read all of it because the lore of this game is amazing. So, the Mahakai language. I spent years studying the idiom known as Mahakai, which means the language of the creative deities. Yet I had only scratched the surface. Although I had examined numerous artifacts that reported scriptures of this language, coming from places even very far from each other, I was able to interpret only a few fragments. Now, in the entrance hall of this temple, whose existence was not even a certainty, something happened. Now I have a total understanding of the Mahakai. In the past, I did not believe in the legends, but there is power in these written characters. Also, this game gives you the ability to choose whether you want to say the words in English or Mahakai. And of course I'm going to choose Mahakai because, you know, immersion and whatnot. Plus, it feels kind of cooler. It took me a while. First time I saw this map, I had no clue what any of it meant. But X marks the spot where you are. Obviously, these guys don't understand the fact that signs need "you are here" things. I mean, it's super helpful in a map that looks like this. But I know what it all means now. So you got like an eyeball thing, some sort of symbol thingy. A mushroom looking thing, some crystals, a bigger symbol, and another eye that's kind of like it looks like the eye is crying. Cool. So there you go. That's our map. Look at all this. All the glowing mushrooms and the crystals and the very bright sconces. And I'm already lost. I think I have to go this way. What? Swarms. I believe I heard a rather worrying sound in the distance. Without a source of light, I don't feel safe leaving this place. Did I go the wrong way? Oh, yeah, I went the wrong way. Nope. Nope. That's, nope. Okay, okay. Ah, the lens flare. It burns. Ah, that's where I'm supposed to go. Light. The light is not the enemy of darkness. Quite the contrary. It is complementary. A sister praised too much in the past. The world is based on this lie, the belief that the light necessarily represents the good that is opposed to the shadows and bans them. The balance between the two has always been in favor of blazing bright part of the creation, but no one has ever realized the importance of equality between them. Light and shadow are the same entity, the same essence pervading the cosmos. When one of the two prevails, change is inevitable. Nothing remains equal to itself over time, and the metamorphosis does not always lead to the order or chaos. I can feel it. The dazzling power of light coming out of my hand. An absolute sense of grace radiating from my hand after I said Lume Tial for the first time.
Lume Tial.
So, Lume Tial. Boom. Light. But first I'm going to go behind this thing. Beyond darkness. One of the first lessons to pilgrims was the evocation of light. This to remind them that first of all they must be the bearers of truth and illuminate where darkness hides the created with falsity. Falsity. The falsity or falsity? I don't know. English majors, get on that. Or people that currently have access to the internet. Get on it! Lume TL. Genesis 1. In the beginning there was chaos. With the passing of the eras, chaos aggregated into a single physical mass. Other aeons passed, and the agglomeration took on a conscious. In each moment of its existence, it would scrutinize the entire infinite space, and so for a time, it was immense. Then it saw in the universe the birth of something that remotely minded it of itself. An intelligent life was born, and that was followed by many others. The same, but different, all sharing the ability to consciously change the world that surround them. So its attention shifted from observing endless the birth of powerless pieces of the universe to prying greedily into the lives of these beings. But one day something disturbing happened. The living entities began to worship something undefined that they had never seen, heard, or perceived, which was, in their opinion, omniscient and omnipotent. The names attributed by them were the most diverse, but it was obvious to Chaos that the being was himself, since there was nobody else in the infinite remotely comparable to him. And there's a mask. But I can't get it. So there you go. There's some lore, and that actually ties into the world and everything. It's not just like, here's lore, have at it. It actually like, it actually does deepen the understanding of this game. And I'm pretty lost. Nope, I'm on the right track. Never mind. Lume TL. I'm good. So, are you ready for an orgasm, guys? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Watch this, watch this. I honestly don't have words for this game. Especially like this part right here. So far of the game that I've seen, this right here is just, I mean, you can see it. And then that feeling of amazingness just kind of goes down a bit as I realize I have to do a jumping puzzle. I don't like him. It's not that I'm necessarily bad. Beam of light. When the light arises, the darkness feels it. Contrary to what you might think, she does not flee, but rather seeks it. When the dazzling sprout flows from your hands, don't you hear someone approaching? Your shoulders do not suddenly become heavy as if something was upon you. The darkness is not afraid. She has no reason to be, because she yearns to meet her sister light. The meat soaked with darkness can be blinded, but the darkness will never fear. When you make yourself lord of the light, remember that the shadows will guide you with the hand, as long as your life does not leave you, and you feel them feast on your soul. Aren't you happy? You are our sister too. Who now? What I know now is that saying
Ectolume.
is enough to cast a ray of pure light from my hand. As a hint on how its energy can be used, the inscriptions state enigmatically that the right color feeds the right mechanism. And you run back. A ray of light. Learning the enchantment of the light ray was one of the highest aspirations of the young pilgrims. The most vain among them shows off their skills by balancing the light and creating intricate compositions. The most arrogant use it to blind their neighbor. The wisest instead use it only when necessary, because they respect its power, to be able to energize and animate powerless things on which was applied the seal of light. Ectolume. Boom! Ray of light. So, I'll come back to that one. Ugh. Oh, whatever, I got over. I don't know why it works like that, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. Light. God, that's annoying. Lume TL. So that's where it came from, I think. Torch con's in my face. There we go. Ectolume. Yeah! That's right, you better run away. For the most part. Ah ha ha ha. So far not too much puzzle solving, but it'll get more intricate the more spells I get. And I go around, and jump, and The purple mushroom room. That has an actually extremely important thing right here. The observer. The eye of the Trinity watches you, but you do not have to reciprocate. You must go to it with bowed head and without haste, because patience is a duty of the pilgrim. Only in his presence, and not before, one can contemplate its greatness, waiting for the judgment of the divinity. If you will be considered pure of intent, you will have the benevolence of Veritas. So, first time I saw that, I had no clue what it meant. I actually thought it was just a bit of lore, but apparently super important. And waterfall noises. Ectolume. I'm trying to look at the pretty graphics. Go away. Dang. Bug thingies. Trying to ruin the graphics for me. Gah. Don't even. Elevator going down. You gotta love the choice of just red down here. Find it amusing. Ectolume. Ding. So, I'm guessing it's pretty obvious that I have done this before. Very recently have I played through some of this game. I didn't get very far, but I got far enough to be like, I need to play more of this. And I go, yep, and yep, and yep, and yep. And now I get to the park that took me half an hour to figure out. No? No journal entry? No? Okay. Fine. I see how it is. So, there's an eye. It's the crying eye from before. Nope. The eye. It seems like a kind of altar. The kind they use to perform strange rituals in front of. I don't know how to use it. I need to pay attention to the inscriptions I find. They might shed some light on the matter. Now, I totally misinterpreted that the first time. I thought it just meant I have to shine light on the eye. No. Remember the thing that I said was like really super important? Yeah. The Eye of Trinity, which is this, watches you, but you do not have to reciprocate. You must go to it with bowed head and without haste, because patience is a duty of the pilgrim. Only in his presence and not before one can contemplate its greatness, waiting for the judgment of divinity. If you will be considered pure of intent, you will have the benevolence of Veritas. space. The final frontier. Oh, hi.
Miken Calvi, Tia Veritas Udali, Eviel Ikanu, Eloden Ikamek, Gulvi, Kelail and Ektuda, Timan Agel Eludenim, Udakait Avelum, Tivan and Udaki, Tial Uda.
It's also time for me to learn the power of editing and making black bars. Tial Uda. Mark of command. Will is a power often underestimated. Determination can lead to incredible results. Being able to impose your own will to other living beings is one of the greatest gifts one could wish for. Be this imposition overt or hidden, it doesn't matter, but controlling without having a predetermined plan is madness. Nothing is more damaging than the unexpected. Create your own spiderweb, cradle your ambitions for many years as necessary. Wait patiently, and always look back to find your mistakes and rectify them. Objects bearing the mark of command that can be activated by pointing them and saying,
Tial Uda.
this is not properly a spell. It is more like an order that the object is able to understand and execute. Therefore, I can use these words even when I have another spell active in my hand. So, yeah. I also like how this... Oh, hold on. Meeting with Vertus. I was transported into a completely different world, where the normal laws of nature do not apply. In this magical place, I met an otherworldly looking creature. She introduced herself as Veritas, the source of all truth. I don't know anything about her, but I think she wants to help me in my journey. I can feel it. Even if her reasons are entirely unclear to me, the formula that she taught me gives me a great power over the temple, and without it, my journey would probably end here. I like how the words that I have, and even other words that I'm going to get, you can see that, like a real language, there are words that are used repeatedly, like lume for light. I think tial may be the word trigger, ecto may be something along the lines of evocation or evocate. Tial uda. Lume tial. No clue what ecto means. Maybe command? Ah. Genesis 2. In the mind of chaos, the questions became more pressing, and for the first time, it didn't know the answers. It was then that, without having control or awareness, its entity, physical and spiritual, was divided, and its life changed forever. 3 creatures were born from this division, made purely of spirit, all entirely devoted to those new entities that had triggered the event. The physical mass of chaos, although left deprived of its divided spirit, seemed to show a last spark of consciousness, and in the middle of the universe took shape a construction, Zenith, composed of the remains of that immortal body. Veritas, Eustitia, and Oikolatus, the 3 fractions of chaos, now became order, and still united by an ancient cohesion, gave birth to the ultimate goal of their old body. The building at the center of creation was linked to all existing civilizations, which built enigmatic temples around the portals. So what I can gather from that is that there's this ancient god called Chaos, and he watched the universe form. And he's just, kind of floating around in the endless everything, and he suddenly started seeing people pop up. And he's like, huh, well, kind of bored, so I'm gonna start dicking around with them. And so, he starts, getting all up in their chili, making things bad for them. So naturally, what do people do when things start going bad? They pray. I mean, typically. Back in old days. Anyway, so he's watching them pray and he doesn't quite understand what they're doing. He's never seen this before. And this raises so many questions, and he's like, well, they have to be praying to me. I mean, who else is out there that's as powerful as me? And like this question and so many other questions like that just keep poking at his mind, and eventually like that sort of like he can't take it anymore, and it just severs the connection between himself and his mind. Ecto Lume. That's right, you better run. Get out of here, you nerds. So, when his mind and body are split, his body stays as chaos and becomes something called the Zenith. Still not entirely sure what the Zenith is, but I think it's some sort of network that connects multiple worlds together through some magic. And his spirit was fractured into 3 entities called Vertus, Eustacia, and Aqualatus. And they have worked to connect civilizations through Zenith to share the power of magic. I know you're right behind me, little dick bugs. Go away. Lumetiel. Anyway, that's how I'm interpreting it. And if you hadn't noticed, I'm coming back to this room, because I can actually get through more of it now.